Today, we've got Michael Jackson with Rock With You, and we're going back into the historical catalog of Michael Jackson with this one, his first solo release, expanding away from the Jackson 5 and then getting the ball rolling for this legendary career that was about to happen.
Yeah, I guess this was a big moment for him, to go out on his own and do his own thing. And obviously it worked out in his favor.
Yeah, and Off the Wall was apparently an album that had a few hits on it, 4 to be exact.
Yeah, in the top 10.
Top 10. And this right here was one of them. And it seemingly kicked off the deadly combination of Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones, and Rod Temperton. And Rod Temperton was part of Heatwave. We've done Heatwave on the channel. They're great, fantastic. So I think you're starting to see, what ended up being Thriller down the road, right?
Yeah.
This great combination was really starting to build that recipe with this album here with Off the Wall.
Yeah, they started getting their creative juices flowing and working together. And it's crazy what can come to be when you get a couple people together who are so creative and so talented, like in the same room, working on something together. It just creates masterpieces.
Yeah, so how did this song do, Sam? Rock With You.
It did really well. It went to number 1 in the US and 7 in the UK.
Yeah, and like I said, that was just the start. But I'm interested to get into this one because it's an earlier era. So I'm interested to see if the sound is going to be a little bit different because we have experienced that. We obviously had, the epic stuff that came out from MJ in the 80s. But then also we got into like the early 90s stuff. And then even into the later stuff after that was R&B. So he's just had such a eclectic sound throughout his entire journey. It's really amazing because, sometimes you fall in love with the sound because everybody loves that. And
you just kind of stay in your lane.
He didn't do that. He was always trying to seemingly make something a little more creative, a little more different. And
he seems like a very, very creative person. Like he was driven by the passion for the creativity and the art of his work.
That's right. Artistic is a great way to describe it. Let's go.
Outfit. Well, Sam, what do you think? 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Didn't even let me get a word out of my mouth before she's giving the rating.
I love it.
Halfway through. I don't know. I was going to ask, do you think I can rock with you? But clearly you've already made your choice here.
Rocking with Michael.
Yeah. So why exactly do you like this one? What do you vibe into?
Well, it's really interesting because before we started it, you had mentioned about the journey that we've been on and how towards later in the end, it had kind of like come into more of this R&B sound. And even though this does have like a lot of disco fingerprints on it to me, it also gives me a little bit of an R&B feel because of his vocal delivery and, just like the vibe of the song as a whole. So it's interesting how he kind of started his solo career with a little bit of this sound, at least in this song, and then came full circle towards the end back to R&B.
Yeah, for sure. I think, at the end of the 70s, you're probably experiencing still some of that disco, funk, R&B mix.
Yeah.
And especially with Rod Temperton that we had talked about, his influence, I imagine, is very, very prevalent on this song.
Yeah.
And Michael's coming in with this fresh, amazing vocal. You see the smile coming out too, the artistic presence that we were saying in the beginning. And he just loves what he's doing so much. You really feel that coming out through this video. And it's very basic, it's comparatively to all the other videos that we got into with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Just him in the most sequins I've ever seen in my life.
Like, I need that outfit.
And some lasers in the back. And that's, again, I think, peak end of the 70s era. But it is so interesting just to see Michael, be able to do so many different styles so effortlessly, but also enjoy that process. And
you can also see his dance moves come into light in this a little bit as well.
Yeah, for sure. And it's definitely a banger. I can see why you're loving it, because I am too. And, one other thing I will say is that I remember when we were growing up, Chris Brown was becoming really popular, right? And I can really hear that in this song. Obviously, I don't think Chris Brown does any disco.
Yeah.
But I really get that playful, fun vibe that you got from Chris Brown early on.
Even in the way that they use the vocal inflections, I can totally see the similarities there as well.
So it was almost like, I guess people were probably looking at Chris Brown being so young, because we know that Michael Jackson's a little younger in this one, and maybe looking at what he was doing at that time and being like, oh, wow, he's really embodying that spirit. And that's where that kind of came from, was right here, right?
For sure. I've also heard that Michael influenced Chris as well, with dancing and stuff as well.
Just take it slow, 'cause we got so far to go. When you feel that heat, and we gonna ride the boogie, share that beat of love. I wanna rock with you all night, dance you into the sunlight. I wanna rock with you all night. We gonna rock the night away. And when the groove is dead and gone, yeah, you know that love survives, so we can rock forever. I wanna rock with you. I wanna groove with you. Girl, sunlight. Rock with you, yeah. Dance the night away. I wanna rock with you, yeah, all night. Rock you into the sunlight. Rock with you all night. Rock the night away. Feel the heat, feel the beat all night. Rock you into daylight.
I also find it interesting that this music video was so bare bones, in the sense that Michael obviously was already becoming a star because of the Jackson 5. But as we discussed, this album really started to bring him, to the forefront of being an international superstar. And so I find it interesting with this video that the focus is solely on Michael, just him and his dance moves and his vocal, and that's
some
it.
bling.
And it's kind of like they were setting the stage for what was to come of, Michael being center stage, especially after being in the group, right? And obviously he totally grabbed those horns and grabbed life by the horns from that sense.
I think the thing with him is he's just so infectious. You can't not watch him and just like smile or like feel his energy. So it's like you don't really need, obviously he got super creative later with his video productions and all that stuff for like his own expression, but you can't really like you when you watch him, you don't really need much else, right? Because the way that he delivers the vocal, his dance moves, like just his energy is so engaging, I guess is the word I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think it's complimentary though, right? Like this came before all those big videos, but I think down the road it became complimentary in the sense that it's not just about the music with Michael, it's about the music and the music videos and the performances, right? So the music is one thing, it has to sound great, right? So you want to hear it on the radio, you want to put on the album, you want to put on the CD or whatever, that's one part of it. But then when you go and watch a music video, you want to be entertained too.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that it's got a storyline to it and a plot. And that's what we've got so many times, like a mini film, right? And then the performances. When you go to a concert, you want to see a great singer that can sing really well, but also knows how to dance on stage and entertain you in that way.
Yep.
So I think that's what's complimentary about Michael. And this, though, here was just him kind of like showcasing, like I can captivate you with just me. Just wait until I get to the music videos later on, right?
Yeah, for sure. You're right though. He's got the trifecta. He's got all of those down pat.
So let us know where this one ranks in the catalog for you. I really enjoyed this one. I mean, there's so many that I say that I enjoy and I would put up there as one of my favorites. This would probably be one of those as well. Yeah. But I think I like the freshness of this one the most. I really appreciate his vocal on this and the authenticity of who he was at this time, you know, and just becoming a star. I really did like this one.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure you guys could tell that I loved it because I was just chair dancing the whole time.
All right, guys, that's it from us today. Have a great one. We'll see you on the next video.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.